Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another At America TV event with me, Jasmine. I hope you all are doing great today. So for those of you joining us for the first time, At America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. We have temporarily moved to a digital platform so you can still enjoy all of our events at home. So for this morning, we will be having Introduction to IELTS Part 3 out of 4. But before we begin, I would like to share with you that At America is having a giveaway as part of our 10th anniversary celebration and also celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. We're inviting you guys to participate in our giveaway so you guys don't miss out on a chance to receive a pair of Apple AirPods. Now, how can you guys join? Stay tuned until the end of the program because that's when I'll be sharing with you how to do so. All right, and also I will be sharing with you our social media quiz question for our event today. So today's question is, which is a synonym for the word tendency? Is it A, permutation, B, predisposition, C, supposition, or D, none of the above? So which one of these choices are the synonyms to tendency? I'll repeat it again. Is it permutation, predisposition, or supposition? You guys can join our social media quiz by commenting on our social media platform on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. And for those of you who got the answer correctly, you will get a live shout out from us at the end of the program. All right, without further ado, let's start our event. I would like to invite our moderator for today, one of our Education USA advisors here at America, Ms. Santika Salim.
Thank you, Jasmine. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope this is not your first time with us, but if you are a first timer, that's fine too. I just want to let you know that this morning's event is about Introduction to IELTS Part 3 out of 4. So if you missed the first and the second part, you can rewatch them on our YouTube at america.org youtube.com/@America with double A in the back. So you can rewatch them, and then you can join us first here for the third part, and then you can join us later, same day, next Saturday, same time, and for the part 4. Okay, so don't worry, you can always rewatch what you have missed, especially on series like this. But we always encourage you to join us live here, because you can ask questions directly in the chat box if you are in Zoom, and in the comment box if you are in our social media, like from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram Live, of course. So our social media team will pass the questions that you send to us in the comment box to here. And I will be passing it to the British Council Foundation team here with Mas Arya and Grace, that I will introduce to you very soon. All right. So I just want to let you know that Education USA Indonesia do have centers around all over Indonesia, and we have about 6 advisors right now. So you can actually ask for a consultation or advice. We call it advising. Everything's for free. So if you want to go to the States to study and you need some help, or you have some questions, you need guidance, or if you need essay review and your deadline is not anytime soon, we can try our best to help you. All right, you just need to try to contact us, and I will be sharing it in our Zoom chat box. But if you have not know this before and this is your first time, I'm going to share to you verbally on our Zoom room. So the Zoom advising room is 276-124-396, and it is every day, basically from same as at America's opening hours. It is every day from 1 until 9 p.m. unless on days where we have events. So both Fina and I will have to, stand by and prep for the event. So we don't really focus on the advising on days where we have an event. All right. And you can also contact us in jakarta.@america@educationusa.org. All right. That's about it. And I want all of you today who attend this session to focus more on learning IELTS from Grace and from Mas Arya. So without further ado, I will call up Mas Arya. Hi, Mas Arya.
Hi, San.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having us for the third session today. And Grace
My
too.
pleasure.
Yeah. All right. So I will give the floor to you, and you can pass it to Grace later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Santika. So good day, everyone, and welcome to the third session of the IELTS webinar series. I hope everyone is in healthy and good condition. My name is Arya, and I am the Assistant Examinations Marketing Manager of the British Council Indonesia Foundation. We will start the event with IELTS presentation delivered by our IELTS expert. And today's session will talk about the writing task 2. Please prepare your pen and paper if you want to take some notes. We will have Q&A sessions after the presentation. Feel free to drop your questions, and we will try to answer them during the Q&A. One more session will be delivered at the same day and time next week. We will talk about the speaking tips, and it will be the last part of the 4 sessions from previous weeks. If you're interested to know or would like to join, just visit and register through @America website or their social media accounts. So without further ado, I would like to invite our IELTS expert, Mrs. Grace Marcelina, to the online stage. So Grace, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Arya, Santika, and @America team. Good morning. I think it's still morning, yeah? Okay. Welcome again, everyone, to the Introduction to IELTS, Part 3 out of 4, presented by @America in collaboration with the British Council Indonesia Foundation. My name is Grace Marcelina, and I work closely with the British Council Indonesia Foundation exams team as an IELTS teacher trainer and language assessment consultant. As this series continues, today we're going to focus on writing task 2. Okay. Right. Okay, so I hope I saw some names earlier in the participants list that I recognize some of the names. So probably some of you joined last week's session as well. Hopefully you did, yeah. Because last week we talked about the IELTS writing task 1, yeah. Okay. Right. So the most challenging part of IELTS is the writing test. Okay. You need to use the correct style and link your ideas logically. Yeah. And you need to use a wide range of vocabulary and grammar correctly. It's not easy, especially as you are working against the clock. Okay. That's why you need practical writing. So today we're going to share some exam techniques probably, yeah? So to prevent unnecessary loss of points, especially in the writing task 2 section. Okay. But first, let's see how much you know about the IELTS writing task 2. Yeah, we did a bit of I guess we saw some sample answers, sample questions last week for writing task 1. I'm going to show you some slides with questions. And I try to make this as interactive as possible. Yeah, that is, you can also practice in answering the questions, and hopefully by the end of this session, you will feel more confident when you take the official test. Right. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to show you some slides with some questions. Please choose the one that you think is the correct answer. Yeah. If you are joining from Zoom meeting, okay, you can type in your answers in the chat box, the number and the letter of your choice. Yeah. Here comes the first question. You can type in the...
Hi, Grace. Sorry
Yes.
to jump in. I didn't see the full screen yet.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
It is still on like a window.
All right.
Yeah.
How about now?
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Yeah. As I was saying, yeah, you can participate by typing your answers in the chat box. How many tasks are there in the writing test? 2B. Okay. Yeah, it's either 2B. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yes, there are 2 tasks in the writing test. Yeah, we've got task 1 and task 2. Okay, let's see the next question. All right. A, task 1. Okay, task 1. Yeah, I think it is strongly suggested that you do task 2 first. Why? That's the next question. Okay. Right. B. Yes, it weighs more marks, of course, absolutely. Yeah, it is strongly recommended that you do task 2 first when you do the IELTS writing test, because it weighs more mark. Yeah, it weighs 2/3 of the overall writing score. And then because you will start from scratch, from nothing. Yeah, so compared to task 1, where you get a little bit of help by looking at the chart. You are provided with a chart or 2 types of charts, which should make it easier for you to elaborate on your ideas. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. How many words? Oh, okay. Somebody chose A. All right. 100, at least 150 words is for task 1. Yeah. Okay, so for task 2, you should write at least 250 words. Yeah. Okay, good job for you who answered C. All right, next one. How much time? I have all day. Do you want to stay that long? C. Okay, somebody chose A. All right. Yeah, 20 minutes is for task 1. Yeah, so for task 2, you have 40 minutes. So that is C. Good job. All right, 2 more questions. Here comes number 6. If you attended last week's session, then you should know. Yeah. A. Yes, good job. So task achievement is one of the criteria for task one again. Yes, well done. The other four, sorry, the one that is the difference between task one and task two is only in task achievement and task response. Yeah. So for writing task two, the criterion is task response, while the others are the same. Yeah, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. We'll talk about this later. All right. And the last question, which is not an essay type you might write in task two. Okay. What is comparative? What is descriptive? What is discursive? Right? A, D. Yeah. D. Okay. The correct answer is actually C. Yeah. Describing a process is one of the types of charts you will see in writing task one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Nice try, everyone. Thank you. Right. So if this is your first time taking the IELTS test and or attending an IELTS webinar, let me tell you briefly about the test. Yeah. It is the International Language Testing System, proudly co-owned by the British Council, IDP IELTS Australia, and Cambridge Assessment English. Okay. The test itself is designed to assess the English language ability of those who intend to study, work, or live where English is the main language of communication. So this includes not just for those of you who want to study in the UK or other Commonwealth countries like Australia, Singapore, I guess some Malaysian universities also accept IELTS or Canada, yeah, okay. But it's also accepted in the United States of America. IELTS is accepted in more than 10,000 institutions in more than 140 countries around the globe. Some universities in Indonesia also accept the IELTS score as part of their requirements from you to apply. So the 9-band scale in the IELTS score is awarded as well as individual scores per subtest. Yeah, so that is listening, reading, writing, and then speaking. If you attended this series since part one, in part one we discussed the listening and reading sections, and then part two last week we did writing task one, and today we do writing task two, and you will get some tips on speaking in part 4 next week. Yeah, so make sure you register for that session. And let's go back to the 9-band scale. This band scale ranges from 1 to 9, and the test result is valid for 2 years. Yeah, although there is no passing or failing mark, nobody ever fails the IELTS test. You should check with the receiving institution what score you need to apply. Right? Perhaps let's find out from you today. What is your target score? Can you type it in the chat box, please? What is your target score? 7 to 7.5. That's quite high. Okay. 6, 7.5 to 8. All right. Okay, I'm assuming this is the target score, yeah? Your personal ambition, yeah? Okay, 7, 8, 7 to 7.5. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess for undergraduate studies, usually they require 6 to 6.5. Yeah. Again, this depends on the major as well, and then the universities you're applying to. Like if you're applying for a PhD degree, yeah, doctoral degree in the UK, some universities require at least a band 7 overall. And for the writing and speaking scores, not less than 7 or 6.5. Yeah, again, check with the institutions what score you need to apply. Okay. Yeah, in the introduction to IELTS part 2 last week, we had a look at writing task 1. Now we'll begin with writing task 2. The question for in writing task 2 is the same for both academic and general training module, unlike the writing task 1. Yeah, last week we looked at the sample questions for academic module, and then one sample question for the general training module, which was writing a letter. To make it easier for you when doing practices to do better in writing task 2, you can use this writing band descriptor as a guideline for you to write and to self-assess your essays. Here is the writing band descriptors for task 2. So they are different from task 1 we saw last week. For a complete version of this, you can look for download on the website IELTS.org. Probably you would like to print this out and then put it in front of the wall in front of you and your study, so you can focus. And for example, you wanted to get a band 7 or band 8, I guess. Yeah, highlight that part. Task response, what you should do. Okay, and then coherence and cohesion, what you need to do. Lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy. So there are 4 marking criteria, as you could see from the previous slide. And throughout the rest of this presentation, we're going to look at the strategies of what you should do to get that target score. So yeah, the first one is task response. In writing task 1, it was the task achievement. Have you done what IELTS requires you to do? Yeah, it's important that you present the position. Yeah, we'll look at the sample questions later. Normally, the question asks you to agree or disagree with something. Do you agree or disagree with the statement? Okay. Do you develop and support your ideas? Is your writing at least 250 words? Do you have clear and consistent opinion? That's important. Okay. The other 3 criteria, as I mentioned as well earlier, is they are basically the same as writing task 1. Yeah, coherence and cohesion, vocabulary, and grammatical range and accuracy. So the final mark of your writing is the mean average of these 4 criteria. Perhaps as an illustration to this, because we did mention that writing task 2 weighs 2/3 of the whole writing score. Let's imagine that you did very well in your writing task 1. So let's say you got a 7, yeah, but not so good in writing task 2. Let's say you get a 5, double that, yeah. So 7 plus 5 plus 5. So that is 17 divided by 3. That's your overall writing score. 17 divided by 3 is, okay, it's not a 6, yeah, it's rounded down, yeah, so it's 5.5, okay. Imagine if you did better in your writing task 2, let's say you got a 7 in writing task 2, you double that, right, 7 plus 7, and then you didn't do very well in your writing task 1, you got a 5, so 5 plus 7 plus 7, so that's 19, okay, divided by 3, you still get 6.0, okay. So do you see what I mean by focusing more in writing task 2? Because it weighs more score. Yeah, so hopefully you can get your target score. Let's move on to task response. Okay, so to achieve a band 7 in the task response criterion, you must address all parts of the task. Yeah, present a clear position throughout the response and provide some supporting ideas. Yeah, I guess the details here are pretty straightforward, so it's easy to understand. Make sure that when you agree to the statement, you convey this idea clearly, well, from the beginning until the end. Yeah, consistent. Okay, make sure you also present, extend, and support your main ideas. Although there's a little bit overgeneralization, okay, and sometimes your supporting ideas may lack focus, you can still get a 7, okay. But if you only, there will be you might get a question with 2 tasks, meaning there are 2 questions. If you are only able to address 1 question, yeah, you might only get a band 5. Yeah, see, this is where we say addresses the task only partially. You express a position, but the development is not always clear, and there is no concluding paragraph. You also get a band 5. But then what are the different kinds of tasks too? Yeah. So basically, these are the most common questions in writing task 2. Okay. Do you agree or disagree with the statement? For example, the government of Jakarta city has decided to build more tollways to solve Jakarta's traffic problem. Do you agree or disagree with the statement? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Let's say from the same statement, do you think there are more benefits to building more tollways in Jakarta, comparing it to the disadvantages? Yeah. Or you, from the same statement, you can also get a different question, discuss both sides and give a point of view. So basically with any of these 3 questions, you must explain both sides of the argument. Yeah, okay. The ideas that support your position, yeah, the agreeing part, and then the disagreeing part, and then decide which one you're leaning towards more into. Okay, and then you might also get this one. In here, you can either give both or support one side only. Okay, so for example, you would say, I completely agree with the plan for several reasons. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here is the one with 2 tasks. Yeah, you might need to present the cause and effect of an event. Yeah, for example, why the world has become a major what is it? The world has become more crowded these days. Yeah. Why do you think that is? And what measures can governments do to solve this problem? Yeah. So that's 2 tasks, 2 questions. Yeah. Cause and effect, problems and solution. So we'll have a look at the sample questions later on. The same as in writing task 1. Yeah. Remember, it's better to make a good plan rather than start writing, and then you have to erase them to delete them and then rewrite. Yeah, start over. Yeah, that's a waste of time. So planning is very important. Make sure that you understand the question to avoid irrelevant or tangential answers. Poor brainstorming organization leads to erratic essays often being written, even when you have the linguistic skills to get the mark you need. Let's say that you have good grammar, you have good choices of vocabulary, right? And then you have good paragraphing, 777, but you didn't address the question. That's a band 5. Yeah, it's kind of lower your score as well. So make sure that you organize your ideas well. And then make sure the examiner can find where your position is, whether you agree or disagree. Do you make clear suggestions? I wouldn't recommend you to be neutral because this might sound vague that the examiner can't find your position. Yeah. When you're in this stage, you also need to check whether you have selected and organized your main points. Also included some details to support your points here. If you're taking the computer delivered IELTS, there is a word count feature. So it's easier for you to check whether you have written at least 250 words. And lastly, make sure that you spend some time to proofread your writing and make necessary correction. You'll never know, maybe there's a misspelled, yeah. There is no, like when you type in a Word document, you can see underlined words when it's spelled wrongly or maybe something wrong with the grammar. In the real test, you don't have that help. So yeah, review grammar if it's necessary. Okay, right. Now we're going to focus on each criterion in the writing band descriptor, so you know what you need to do to get that target score. Here is the first sample question. Yeah. Remember, the first thing you should do is to analyze the question. Yeah, remember the first stage, find the key requirements. All right, find the topic and the task words. From this question, we can tell that the topic is and the task words are whether you agree or disagree. Yeah, so this means you should discuss both sides before you present. your position. Right? The other key requirements will be the same for any question you might get when you're sitting the test. That is, you have 40 minutes to do this. Yeah, you must give reasons for your answers, include relevant examples, and write at least 250 words. So those are those key requirements will always be the same for any task 2 questions. Yeah, what you need to focus first is the topic and the task words, right? Let's look at another sample question. Here you're going to practice a bit, yeah? Okay. Right? Okay. If you're joining from Zoom, you can type it again in the chat box. What is the topic and what is the task? What is the topic of this question? Topic words will be the main thing that you should discuss, yeah. Anybody wants to try? Think about, do you have to talk about the high sales of consumer goods? Or do you have to talk about advertising? Or do you have to talk about the society? What is the topic? High sales of goods. Good. The high sales of popular consumer goods, right? Is it only that? The power of society. Okay. Think about the power of advertising. Yes. Do we only talk about the power of advertising? Only that chunk? Right. We've got some bits and pieces from here and there. Yeah, I guess we just combine them. Yes, we do need to talk about the high sales of popular consumer goods. Okay. All right. Okay. Out of topic, but if I had this type of task, I'll write about my phone. Okay. Yeah, that can be an example, but that shouldn't be the focus of your essay. Yeah. Okay. We call that in tangential. Yeah, a bit off topic. Yes. Yeah, you did mention it. All right. So the topic is the high sales of popular consumer goods. Okay. Reflecting the power of advertising. Okay. And not the real need of this society. Yeah. Yeah, 3 topics. It's actually one, but like combined. Yeah. So I guess for finding the topic words is more into like finding the keywords that you need to focus more on. Okay, this is easier because it's just 1 sentence. I'll show you the ones with more than 1 sentence. So it can be easily, you can easily get confused as to like which one should I focus more on. Yeah. Okay, I'll show you an example of this later. Right. So in this case, this is quite not easy. It's easily recognized for this. Yeah. Think about when was the last time you bought an item as a result of advertising, because it keeps popping up. For example, you're watching YouTube and then there's this ad and then, oh, you keep seeing this, you keep watching this ad. You don't really need it, but because it plays in your head, like you've seen this like hundreds of times, you kind of feel the urge to buy the product, right? Okay, I know. Yeah, some instant noodles ad probably, yeah, or whatnot. Okay, anyway, so that's the topic. And then the task words are, okay. So in this case, you can only, you could choose a side. Yeah, so I completely agree because of several reasons. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. We're going to see a sample answer to this question later. Don't worry. All right. Thank you. Now, let's have a look at a sample question. Let's see if you have understood more about the topics here. Yeah. This is the one with the tasks. All right. Again, please type in the chat box. What is the topic? You can also rephrase it, yeah, using your own words, because that also helps to make sure that you actually understand the topic. Oops. Okay, you saw that. Yes. Okay, the thoughts of owning or renting a home. Okay, what is more important, buying a house or renting one? Yes. Okay. Yeah, now you could see it. Sorry. Yeah, owning a home or buying a house. Yeah, if you want to rephrase that, versus renting one. Okay. All right. So the first question is why. So you should mention the reasons, yeah, give reasons, and then compare. Was it a positive or a negative situation? Okay, what is more important? Yeah. All right. To get a high task response score, you must stick to the topic and address both questions. Stay within the topic. Discuss why you think it is very important for people to own a home rather than renting one. Okay. Don't digress by saying, for example, nowadays it's easier to buy a house on credit because a lot of banks in your country now offer easy installment system. And then go on and on talking about the kinds of offer available in your country. Yeah, perhaps because you've heard this and then you are reporting of what you know, but that's not the topic. Yeah, the topic is not about installments or loan offers and that sort of thing. Yeah, if you only present the causes of this, not discussing whether it is a positive or negative situation, then you will only get a band 5 for task response. Yeah, so make sure you address both questions. Here is another sample question. For this one, we're going to see how we can brainstorm for ideas based on this question. This is the one, this is the long one, yeah? Okay, so that's why you need to know what is the topic. Okay. Yeah, here we've got 2 sentence statement. The first car appeared on British roads in 1888. By the year 2015, there may be as many as 35 million vehicles on British roads. Okay, yes, transport, yes, of course. But from the first sentence, do we need to pick on any keywords that we need to discuss? The first car and so on until British roads? Do you have to discuss why 35 million vehicle owners decided to crowd British roads in 2015? I wouldn't know. Okay. Yes, car. Yeah. From that long sentence, you only need to focus on the car. Okay. And then from the second one, alternative forms of transport should be encouraged and international laws introduced to control car ownership and use. From this one, we can highlight or underline that we need to focus on alternative transport other than cars, yeah, encourage, and then international laws, control. Yes, alternative forms of transport. Yes, thank you, Amira. All right, and then the task is you need to decide whether you agree or disagree to this. Yeah, if you agree, how far? That's what it means. Yeah, okay. I disagree. How far? Do you agree completely? Do you agree partially? Yeah, I agree to the extent that, yeah, because Aulia had a question here. Yes, okay. Basically, to what extent do you agree or disagree is to see whether you agree. If yes, how far? Yeah, like I said earlier, 100% agree, completely, partially. Okay. Right. Let's see where you can brainstorm for ideas on this question. Yeah, this is stage 2 of your writing, brainstorming ideas. Right. So from the task, we can summarize that the questions you can ask yourself will be, should alternative forms of transport be encouraged? And should international laws control car ownership? Right. Okay. If you say yes to the first question, your plan might look like this. Yeah, I agree with alternative transport. Okay, why? Because more cars mean more pollution and traffic congestion. True, right? Okay, and then it will be unhealthy and make cities more inefficient. Okay. To have public transport that is reliable ones, yeah, it is more efficient and environmentally friendly. Obviously, to support this, you can add examples like subway or metro and public buses, which will be used more by people. Right? And then think of the reasons and details for the opposite side, the one that you disagree with in this case. Yeah. So first, maybe control. Yeah, international laws to control. Yeah, that one. For control, this means restrictions on personal freedom and choice. Yeah. When you hear the word control, yeah, like you don't like it. Not many people like that, I guess. Yeah. And then secondly, with international laws, yeah, I think everybody knows how powerful the car and oil industry is. Yeah, of course they will strongly object to this. Okay, because they won't get the benefit. Yeah, and yeah, very little chance of this to apply international laws. Right. So in conclusion, you can say that you agree in principle, yeah, and alternative transport is feasible. However, control and international laws might be difficult to impose. Okay. Right. So here is a sample plan, yeah, after we brainstorm for ideas. There is another, what is it? There is another sample question that you're going to practice making an outline or a plan. Let's look at another sample question. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, this is the next type of question you might get in the writing task too. Discuss the advantages of both methods and give your own opinion. Yeah. Anybody wants to try finding the topic? Some people believe that teaching children at home is best for a child's development, while others think that it is important for children to go to school. Teaching children. Yes. Close. Can you be more specific? Is it only teaching children? Child development. Teaching children at home, child's development, children to go to school. The method of teaching children. Okay. Homeschooling and conventional school. Oh, well done. Oh, okay. Teaching children at home versus going to school. That's it. Very good. Yes. Okay. So learning at home versus learning at school. Yeah, different wordings, but that's actually the topic. Okay. This and that. Yeah. Okay. And then you have to talk about the disadvantages. Why waste a lot of time talking about the disadvantages while you are not asked to do so? Yeah, you only ask for your own opinion. Okay, right. We're going to practice and making the plan. Yeah. What do you think are the benefits of learning at home? Okay, can you type in the chat box? Think about, if you learn at home, what are the benefits? Better control. Yes, okay. Yes, parents will know the child better. That's a good one. Bonding, yeah, okay. More private, parents in control of what their child learn, right? Know our own pace of learning. That's a good one. We can wake up later. Don't need to transport. Yeah, I mean, don't need to commute. Yeah, okay. Good for introverted children, probably. Yes, more connection between parents and children. Okay. Parent could prevent negative exposure. Yes, okay. Well done. Yeah, some of you also mentioned this. Focus on the subject, what the children need. Yes, it's more child focused. Yeah, and then yeah, you mentioned parents will know the child better, of course. Yeah, good for family relationship. Yes. Somebody said about not having to commute. Yeah, no transport. Yeah, so save money. Okay. And then probably this one as well, more traditional, formal schooling, relatively modern. Yeah, more traditional, like, yeah. Okay, yeah, parent could prevent negative exposure. That's basically like no bullying, yeah, so that they're related. Okay, good. How about learning at school? Let's see if you can type in the advantages of learning at school. Meet friends, social interaction, yes, better socially. Yeah. Better for social aspects, yes, well done, good. Okay, anything else? More experience in make connections, yes. Know the outside world, yeah. That's related to social, yeah. Didn't get behind on school topics, okay. Practical learning, okay. How to communicate with different persons, yes. So that's communication, yeah, social. It's also good for discipline, right? Yeah, like the schools set the what time they have to come, right? And then break, finish, yeah. Okay, some schools are strict in that sense. The way they dress, yeah. Develop self-confidence, okay. No comments on the teachers. Okay, like at home, the teachers are of course the parents, yeah. But then at school, what benefit they can get from schools that from teachers at schools, schools at teachers. Like at home, you think the parents, either the mother or the father, probably they don't teach all subjects, but at school they have different teachers for different subjects. Yeah, and of course, get more professional teachers. Yes, exactly. Okay, and also, yeah, better at developing skills required in the workforce. Yeah, I guess it's also a summary of your answers earlier, that they learn how to socialize, how to communicate, maybe also learn how to what is it, to respect others as well, because if students or children study only at home, some parents let them do whatever they want. Yeah, so there is no limit and there is probably no responsibility. Yeah. Okay, right, so more discipline at school. Right, well done, you managed to get most of these ideas. Now, one thing I would like to remind you that the IELTS test, and of course any other English language test, is designed to assess your language ability. Yeah, not to see whether you are a good person or not. Okay, let me give you an illustration of the point I'm going to make next. So there was a past test that asked, it should be made compulsory for parents to immunize their children. Okay, failure to do so will result in strict punishment. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Yeah. immunization or vaccination for children, in this case, not the COVID-19. But perhaps personally you think, yes, all children should be immunized, vaccinated, yeah? They need this to, for example, to prevent polio, other diseases in their future life. But you might be thinking, I'm still a student, I'm not married yet, I don't have children, I don't know anything about what kind of vaccines children should get, okay? So with that thought, we can just go to the other side, okay? You can say, I disagree because of several reasons, yeah? But logically speaking, yeah, almost all vaccines, especially in Indonesia, they are imported, yeah? Imported stuff equals expensive, yeah? So you can say first, the cost, okay? And then supporting ideas, since almost all vaccines are imported, not a lot of people can afford this. Yeah. Secondly, access. Yeah, because they are imported, they might only be available in big cities, like Jakarta, Surabaya. How about people living in rural areas? They might not be able to enjoy this ease of access to vaccines. Hence, write what is easy to discuss, not necessarily what you believe. Yeah. Make sure that the examiner can find your position and you provide enough reasons to support this. Even if even in a 50-50 essay, make it clear which side you lean towards, okay? Unless you are an advanced writer, yeah, I guess not everyone is a natural born writer. Writing takes practice, a lot of practice, and you need to get good feedback from this, yeah? Unless you are an advanced writer, try to avoid being neutral, yeah, when the question asks you to choose a side. Only for the sake of the test, just choose a side, yeah, and make sure you support that with clear reasons, okay? Remember the first point. Okay. What is easy to discuss? Right, let's move on to cohesion and coherence. Okay. Yeah, we did discuss this as well last week. Cohesion and coherence and cohesion are important in both writing task 1 and task 2. Yeah. Okay. Coherence refers to the flow of your writing. Okay. Make sure that you use logical paragraphing, okay, topic sentence, supporting sentence, and developing sentence. Yeah. Okay. Some other references use the terms IEE, idea, explain, example. So basically, you need to make sure that you present an idea, supports by explain that, the why or the how, reason, okay, and then give an example. We'll have a look at that at the next slide. Okay, think about how you would organize your essay. Another practice there. Cohesion is the use of cohesive devices to connect your ideas and relationship between paragraphs, sentences, or parts of sentences. And then lastly, make sure to substitute and reference wherever possible. The key here is organization and thinking. Now, how should I structure a paragraph? Okay. Right? So here, a good paragraph must have a topic sentence. Yeah. So basically, this is the controlling idea of the paragraph. Okay. This is then supported by one or more supporting sentences, or we call it SS. This is usually the why or the how of the topic sentence, reasons or goals. And then a developing sentence, or a DS, yeah. This is a good idea to give further evidence or example of the supporting sentence. Okay, so basically developing sentence support SS. Okay, SS supports topic sentence. You can only have one topic sentence in one paragraph. You can have more than one supporting sentences in one paragraph. For example, I like Japanese food for several reasons. That's your TS. First reason is because, and then give example. Yeah. Second reason is because I can find it anywhere in my around my neighborhood. For example, I live in this part of the city where along the street there are 5 to 6 Japanese restaurants that sell my kind of favorite food. We're going to have a look at the sample paragraph to get a better idea of this. Yeah. I'm going to show you 2 sample paragraphs. Yeah. This is also a good review on skimming. Yeah, reading very fast. Okay. I'm going to show you 2 sample paragraphs, and then later after I show you the second one, let me know which one is better and why. Okay, so here is the first one. Right, here comes the second one. Okay, when you're done skimming, okay, can you type in the chat box which is better, paragraph 1 or 2, and why? Ooh. Yes, without further read the paragraph 2, indeed the second one is better. Okay, well, not because it is longer, yeah? Yes, of course. Thank you, Sriyanto. Yeah, organized perfectly, give examples, yes. It has thesis statement here, and the paragraph is coherent. It consists of all the topics, okay? All right, yes, okay. Linking this to my previous slide about the organization of the essay. Yeah, here we go. It's very easy to see, yeah, the paragraph 2 has a good structure and it's very easy to follow the ideas, right? Here you can see the topic sentence, yeah, the sentence in red. There are several reasons why overseas students come to Australia to do further study, right? The first reason, firstly, yeah, here the supporting sentences are marked in purple because of their parents want them to study in English-speaking country. The second reason, in some countries, entrance examinations for the best universities are very competitive and students can experience difficulty gaining entry to the university of their choice. And the third reason, probably the most important one, is related to the range of courses available. Yeah, so it is structured. So after the SSs, okay, comes the developing sentences in green. Yeah, so remember, developing sentence can either be a further detail or an example to this. Yeah, okay. Australia is a popular choice since it is fairly close to Southeast Asia, generally considered a safe place for young people to live and study. Yeah, and then for the last one, the third SS, there are 2 DS, 2 developing sentences, which is fine. Yeah, the first one is a detail. Many overseas students in Australia, yeah, so it's this one here. Okay, many overseas students select to study in Australia, elect to study subjects which may not be available in their home countries, right? And then the second DS, an example is tourism. Yeah, okay, good. Right. Now, if we go back to this question, learning at home versus learning at school, okay, we're going to see how we can begin with the introduction. Yeah. Right. So this was the question. Some people believe that teaching children at home is best for the child's development and so on. Okay. And here is a sample of the introduction. When you write an introductory paragraph, make sure you give a background statement, that is, restate the main idea from the question, okay, paraphrase the question, or put it in different words, yeah. And also add a thesis statement saying what you believe, okay. Normally, a good introductory paragraph consists of 3 sentences. Yeah, the first one is a general statement of the main idea. The second is the writer's position. Do you agree or disagree in this case? Yeah, wordings might be different. It shows your level of English. If the question asks you to make suggestions, yeah, you could say the following paragraphs will provide suggestions or what measures the government can take or make to solve this issue. And then the last sentence should tell the reader what we are going to read next. That's the organization of the essay. From here, can we tell the writer's position? Where do you think the writer is leaning towards? Learning at home or learning at school? Learning at school? Yes. We know that from the last sentence, yeah? Okay, ultimately, I think the school experience is best for children, okay? Right, so, oh yeah, related to what I said earlier, the argument over whether learning at home or at school is better for children has been settled, yeah, from the writer's point of view, where home education offers better protection with individual learning and opportunities for families to bond. Schools have a superior range of material and human resources. So we can also predict that the next thing we'll read is about the benefits of learning at home, yeah, because the writer presented this as well. Okay. Now, if we go back to this plan, yeah, the one that we saw earlier, this essay might be developed to something like this. Yeah. So perhaps later you can look up for a writing technique called making concession. Yeah, that is addressing the opposite opinion first before presenting your own. So in this case, you might begin with the points that are against your position. Yeah, the opposite position. Support the opposite position. We've got the TS. There are several advantages for children who learn at home. Yeah, this is the opposite position. First, quality time. Yeah, children at home also provides them with an individualized learning environment. So that's 2. Instruction is custom designed and moves at the child's own pace in accordance with his or her individual learning style. Third reason, finally, homeschooling protects children from bullies, which you guys mentioned as well, and others who might be a bad influence. Yeah. Okay. So here is the paragraph on the points that are against your choice, supporting the opposite side. So you don't get confused. Yeah? Okay. Here is the points that support your position. On the other hand, the school environment also offers advantages for children as the TS topic sentence. First one, encourage children to socialize with their peers, learn how to cope with gossip, bullying, and peer pressure. Second one, children receive a better tuition across a range of disciplines. As schools have teachers who are trained in special subjects. What is more, schools provide better access to physical resources. Yeah. Okay. Unless some parents want to have their own schools at home, they will, buy sports equipment, musical instruments, or even library. Okay. Right. Yes. All right. Yeah, there's a question. I'll address that later. Yeah. Okay. And then finish off with a good conclusion. Make sure you summarize your key points and then end it with your stance on the topic. Okay. I believe that children are better off in a school environment, although family time and individual learning are important. Okay. The range of expertise and resources the schools offer cannot be matched in the home. Okay. May present so difficult. So basically, yeah, as I was saying, summarize your key points, the previous paragraphs TS, yeah, topic sentences are the main ideas, and then your position on the topic. If you want to make it stronger, yeah, make a good closing sentence that leaves the reader with a strong impression on your essay. Right, so here is an example of an essay structure. Yeah. So you should have at least four paragraphs. Yeah, so here we've got the introduction, at least two body paragraphs, and conclusion. Right. If you can have like about 30 to 40 word introductory paragraph, yeah, and then one body paragraph can have like 80 words. So that's 160, that's 200. Conclusion, yeah, about 40, 50, yeah. Okay, then you get at least 250 words in this case. Now, if you're going to write an essay where you should discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the sample question earlier, yeah, the plan might look like this. So basically, you will always have an introductory paragraph and conclusion. But then, yeah, if you think there are more benefits to this, then you will present the drawbacks or the disadvantages first, then present all the benefits, and then end it with a conclusion. Okay, there are more advantages than the drawbacks. Right, so here is the band descriptor on coherence and cohesion. Yeah, if you only have a one paragraph essay, surprise, surprise, some people still just write one paragraph essay, and there is a tiny bit of progression. You can only get band 5. Yeah. Okay, presents information with some organization, but there will be a lack of overall progression. Inadequate, inaccurate, or overuse of cohesive devices. Remember, I mentioned this last week, baso, not the food, but, and, so, or, yet. If you keep repeating and then especially at the beginning of a sentence, that doesn't show that you have a wide range of vocabulary and knowledge on cohesive devices. Yeah, it tends to be repetitive. Like if you see these keywords like more than 3 times in one paragraph, it tends to be repetitive. Yes. So what should you do if you want to get a band 7? Have a look. Widen your range of cohesive devices and make sure you logically organize your information and ideas. Make sure they progress. Yeah. DS, SS, DS. Very important. Right. Oh, yeah, that's the point. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, you can still get a 6 if you attempt to organize your information and ideas, use some effective cohesive devices, but you don't always use referencing clearly or appropriately. Reference words can also be, you can also use determiners like this, that, these, those, pronouns, yeah, instead of repeating, for example, I don't know, mobile phones, replace it with one or ones when you're referring to it. Families, instead of repeating families, you can say them, right? Okay. Yeah, this is slightly related to the lexical resource as well. Yeah. Okay, and that's for band 7. Right, now let's move on to lexical resource, which is basically vocabulary. Right. The most important thing in this criterion is basically being precise. Yeah, okay. Range here relates to the variety of words that you use, the use of synonyms and lexical change. Okay. And then accuracy, this is related to noun phrases, collocations, word formation, and also spelling. Okay. And less common vocabulary. Yeah. It's not always big words, like jargons or even specific terms that even the examiner might have to look it up in a dictionary. Yeah. If you have prior knowledge to certain subjects, that's an advantage for you, but make sure that you are writing to a public, like readers in general, who don't have prior knowledge in this area. So make sure that your choice of words are easily can easily be understood. Avoid using slangs or colloquial expressions. Yeah, like I'm gonna, like GONNA. That's also related to grammar, actually. Make sure that they are proper, formal choice of words and formal register, appropriate or not. Yeah, I would advise against using kids and stuff because they're colloquial. Yeah, you don't really use that in a formal or academic writing. And then lastly is, of course, the impact of errors. Does it strain the reader? Is it very difficult to understand your ideas or not? Okay, right. So yeah, if you're able to use a range of vocabulary with some flexibility and precision, you'll get a 7. Yeah. Less common lexical items with some awareness of style and collocation. I'll show you a sample of this later from the sample answer. Okay. If you only stick to copying the keywords from the task, yeah, limited range of vocabulary, only get a band 5 in this criterion. Okay, so we're going to use this one to see how you can use words with similar meanings, yeah, from the keywords in this question. Yeah, let me give you some examples. So first one is car. Okay, you don't really want to keep using car in your essay. You can replace that with these words. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's see. You can find other words for alternative. Think of synonyms to alternative. What other words can we use? That's one example. Yes, another, good. If it's only one, yeah, another. Anything else? Yeah. You can type in the chat box. Show you the second one. Still no? Here comes the third one. Yes, got different there. Yes. One more. Close. Very good, Alfida. Optional. Yes, option. Yes, good job. Okay, let's see if you can find other words for transport. Yeah, vehicle. Good. Okay. Think about the word forms. Is it a noun, an adjective? This might be a bit challenging for transport, yeah? Okay, quite limited. So yeah, we can change it to transportation. Yes, the conveyance, yeah. I guess it's a bit more specific, yeah? Okay, delivery. Okay. Or you can just name certain types of transportation. Right? How about encouraged? Yes, supported, good. Promoted, well done, yes. Okay. Anything else? Inspired. You also have that. Further, not quite. Yeah, I don't think it's quite. Rephrase that. Okay, somebody said supported earlier. Yes, insisted. There's a different feel to that, but yeah, insisted. No, different focus, I guess. Encouraged and insisted. Suggested, yeah. Okay. International laws. Rules, yes. There's one more. Yes. Policy, universal law. That reminds me of the Thanos. Okay, we've got legislation. Yes. Somebody says regulation. Yeah, we also have rules. Okay. Regulations. Yeah. Very good in all the, yes, conventions. Okay, well done. All right, last one, control. Manage, good. Okay, regulate. Handle, okay. Yes, somebody got that, regulate, okay. Manage. Restrict, probably, yeah, restrict, okay, and limit, okay. All right, good job, guys. You're ready for this. All right, okay, now, yes, let's move on to the introduction. Okay, I was actually going to ask you to make the introduction for this question. Okay, the world will be a better place if we all spoke the same language. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample introduction. Okay, can we tell the writer's position from this introduction? Can you find the writer's position? Is it great? How do you know? Threatens. Okay. Yes, well done. Last sentence. Yeah, the last sentence tells you the well, yeah, the writer puts a common language threatens the loss of culture and identity. Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. So you can see that without saying I agree with this part of the statement, we can tell. Yeah. So this is another way. This is another level. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you can't say, you can't just type I agree or I disagree with the statement. You can, but it shows your range of vocabulary. It determines where your lexical resource or the overall writing score is. Okay. Right. Now, how can you improve? How can you improve your vocabulary? Yeah. So probably this is one of the ways that you can do. Yeah, finding less common vocabulary. Probably you can, I don't know, maybe at home you're waiting, you want to take a shower, but someone's in the bathroom. You know, like while waiting, you can have a notebook with you or with your phone, notes, and just type in. Okay, now I'm going to think about this topic, like movies. Think about people, places, or objects or terminologies, terms that relate to movies. So just type them down in your phone or whatever. Yeah, basically, if you rarely use the word, you'll tend to forget. Yeah. Reviewing those forgotten words, yeah, by doing this, yeah, writing down, this is a good way for you to, to catch them back, like think about different topics, probably like science or technology. Yeah, right, real great PA. Okay. Yes, right. Yeah, think about this, not just making lists of let's say names of actors or famous people or your favorite actors and actresses. Think about who are involved in a movie, leading actor, right? Typecast. Sorry, yeah. I hope you know what typecast is. Think about, I don't know, stage manager, like cast, costume, right? Okay, some specific terms that you can think of related to that category. Yeah, you can also use mind map. Yeah, so by doing this, you can expand your vocabulary. Practice with a friend, especially like a week before your test day. Yeah, you can activate vocabulary by topic and help memory and contextual usage. Yeah, because certain words can only be applied to certain context. Yeah, so that also applies to the collocation. Right. Some other ways will be making lists of lexical items, labeling. Yeah, this will help with your reading and listening tests as well. Okay, and then you can do word map or topic map. Yeah, map, like think of a topic and then who, what, where, when, why, how. Yeah. For example, what problem, how to solve it. Yeah. Traffic, transport. I guess, yeah, the most common topics in writing will be about recent news as well. I don't know. Environment, yeah, environmentally friendly. Think about how you can use different forms, word formation, and also think about collocations and chunks. Right, so let's have a look at the last but not the least criterion, grammatical range and accuracy. Hey. Yeah, here range of structures might include different ways to talk about the past. Yeah, so your ability to use past simple, perfect tenses, past perfect, different ways of talking about the future, making comparisons, different ways to speculate, yeah, different ways to affirm or to strengthen, and then whether your sentences are accurate, yeah, subject verb agreement, singular plural nouns, yeah, that's something. Okay. Also relates to the frequency or impact of errors on the reader. And lastly, of course, punctuation. There is no autocorrect feature if you're taking the computer delivered IELTS. So yeah, practice capitalization, semicolon, full stop, comma, and so on. Right. If it's needed, please review your grammar and sentence structures. Use practices available online. Okay, analyze. Reading good sample answers can help you to get familiar with the way academic essays are written. Yeah. You can try what I mean is like when you find a question online and then there's the sample answer, make your own essay and then compare it with the sample answer, yeah, whether it's a good or a bad band, so probably within the range, and then check it against the criteria. Also make sure that after you finish writing your essays, make sure that you proofread. Yeah, always recheck. I would recommend, a recommended time to do writing task 2 would be like, remember you have 40 minutes to do this, yeah? Let's say if you spend 5 minutes to plan, yeah, planning and brainstorming, and then spend about 20 minutes writing, yeah? Because if you have a sound plan, it will be easier to expand this planning to an essay. It will be much, much, much easier to expand it. And then spend about 5 minutes proofreading, check for spelling, repetition of keywords, make sure your ideas are relevant, and of course, your position. Okay, so that's in total, it's about 30 minutes, but I have 40 minutes. If you're confident with your result within that 30-minute time, writing task 2, you can have 10 minutes extra time to do writing task 1. So you don't feel rushed or panicked. Yeah, it's like writing against the time. Yeah, I think that's the clock. Yeah, so but that's a recommended time. In the end, it's completely up to you. Okay, right. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a look at some sample answers to get ideas of what is actually expected from you in writing task 2. So this is the one that we saw, learning at home versus buying a house versus renting one. Yeah, okay. It's going to be a teeny tiny large print. Okay, here's the sample answer. Yeah. Right. So the examiner's comment on the sample answer was, the candidate clearly explains why home ownership might be of importance to some people. Yeah. She or he also explores the positive and negative sides of owning your own home before putting forward his or her opinion. Yeah, you can see in the first paragraph there. Yeah, that's the restatement of the topic. Okay, and then in paragraph 2, there you can see that here the writer presents the answer to the first question. Why is that the case? Although I would recommend you to make it in a question form. Yeah, it's not really formal. And then here, the task is well addressed and ideas are explored in depth. Yeah, organization is clear with good use of cohesive devices, and paragraphing and the message is easy to follow. Yeah, so you can see clear paragraphing. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then in terms of vocabulary, the range of vocabulary is appropriate with examples of less common items. Yeah, here we've got, yeah. As a human, I think we long after having stuff to call our own. Yeah, long after is supposed to be long for. Yeah, okay. And then house market. Yeah, there. You wouldn't have to worry about the house market crashing. It's supposed to be housing market. Yeah. And then good use of collocations. Yeah, we're thinking, what is collocation? Here's an example. Claim ownership there. Doesn't matter what it is, but humans will always want to claim ownership. And then we also have a major headache. Okay. And then we have pay mortgage there. Yeah. And then actual disaster. And then it's the last one, bottom line. Of course, it's supposed to be the bottom line. Yeah. So some samples of good choices of vocabulary and collocations with some inaccuracy, inaccurate use. Yeah. And then there's a variety of complex sentence structures with a high level of accuracy. There's only a minor error in punctuation, which is this one here. Owner's permission, there's supposed to be an apostrophe there. Okay. So based on this comments and from this writing, how much do you think this script receives? Anybody wants to guess? What band do you think this script, this essay gets? 8 maybe? 8? 7? Okay, 7. Right. 7.5. It's a 7, actually. Yes. Well done. Yes. Okay. So if you want to get at least a 7 in your writing task too, read a lot of sample answers like this. Unconsciously, it can help you form ideas of how you can write sentences, yeah, how to structure your paragraph. Okay. Right. Let's look at the next one. Yeah, here's the second sample question. This is the sales of popular consumer goods, power of advertising. Sorry, this is also very small. Yeah. Okay. Examiner's comment to this one is the way in which the candidate has responded to the task is a strong point of this script. It's a well-developed answer. Yeah. Okay. That addresses the issues relevantly and at length. So the writer introduces the topic, examines both sides of the argument, and expresses the clear position. Yeah. So nowadays there are lots of advertisements on TV or on the streets. People think that advertising boosts the sales of goods and encourages people to buy things unnecessarily. These arguments may be true. In my country, many advertising companies produce ads with famous and popular actors or singers. People buy goods that their favorite singer advertise, although they do not really need the products. Okay, think of your own shopping habit. Anyone favors Korean dramas these days? Probably, yeah. Okay, but make sure it's not the focus of your essay. Yeah, should be additional or examples. Yeah. Okay, so here there are some. Hang on, okay, so points are well argued and supported with examples, as you can see there. There is aspects against the arguments, people's choice to make a decision to buy goods. Advertising may be not the cause of customers' buying habits. Individuals have their own spending habits, as I was saying. Okay, right. The answer is well organized, basically. Yeah, the message is easy to follow with clear paragraphing and linking of ideas. There are too many errors in cohesion, however. Yeah, and some linkers are not always fully appropriate. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, there are various aspects, like in this one, against these arguments. Moreover, it's people's choice to make a decision to buy goods. Okay. No one can actually, suppose not, no one actually can, no one can actually. It is very difficult. Okay. In terms of punctuation, yeah, as I mentioned as well earlier, it's better not to use the short forms, like you don't use it's it apostrophe s, but it is. You don't say can't, but cannot. It's, yeah, it is. Okay. Unless it's just your possessive, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Right. So a wide range of vocabulary is used accurately and precisely in spite of one or two awkward expressions and some rare errors. Similarly, a sophisticated range of structures is used, but there are too many minor errors and omissions, yeah, like the use of prepositions and basic subject-verb agreement. Yeah. It's better to leave them. Okay. And then nevertheless, these mistakes do not reduce the clarity of the answer, and overall, a wide range of language is used with a high level of proficiency. So this script receives a band 7.5. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, just to recap before we end my presentation, let's see if you can answer these questions. Not that question. Is it true or false? Yeah. No, yes, false. Okay, second one. Yeah, false. Probably. Probably or probably? False, yeah. good knowledge, yeah, knowledge of big words, yes, but don't use them in your writing test. Yeah. Okay. Next one. False. Yes. Well done. Next. It's fine. I know I answered the question. 2 tasks. I addressed them both. No worry. Grammar's nothing. Yes, it's false. Last one. Absolutely false. Yes. Okay. What happened if you memorize answers? How would the examiner know if you memorized an answer? They will be irrelevant. Yeah. The topic is this, but your answer is a completely different thing. Yes. But flow nicely, good choices of words and good range of grammar and stuff. But the content itself is completely irrelevant to the topic. Yes. So you might memorize this answer from a book or other resources you find online. You get the band 8, for example, but the topic is completely different. So it doesn't guarantee you get a high band score if you memorize an answer. Yeah. Okay. All right. So some tips before we have the Q&A session. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you think and plan. Don't start writing too soon. Okay. Answer the question by finding the topic and the task words. Yeah. Do you have to make comparison, make suggestions, give opinions, or both? Okay. Spending some time to plan and organize your ideas can give you a lot of benefits. That is including saving some time to actually write and finish your essay in time without making major mistakes. Okay. Make sure that you use paragraphs clearly with sufficient cohesive devices. You can use nevertheless, furthermore, in addition, yeah, firstly, secondly. Another point is that one disadvantage is that for every plus, there is always a minus. Yeah. Okay. Make sure you don't just copy the whole topic and task words from the question, especially at the very first sentence, because those words will not be counted towards your total word count. Okay. And then make sure that you write in complete sentences, no bullet points or notes. Yeah, it's an essay, not the note. Remember also to stick to the point. Don't try and change the focus of the question. Avoid informal language or colloquial expressions. Okay. Familiarize yourself with the standard structures, your topic sentence, supporting sentence, developing sentence, or idea explain example. And lastly, always spend some time to check your work for spelling, grammar, or other possible errors. You can check out this website to help you prepare for your IELTS test. I guess if you have further questions on this part, I think Arya can answer them for you. And that is the end of my presentation. If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Yeah. But first, let me hand the online stage back to Arya. Arya, the screen is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Okay, what a superb session. I hope everyone find it useful and enjoy your time. Okay, so this is your opportunity. If you have any question for Grace or for me, send one private message to you, Grace, just to check if you already answered that one.
Oh, okay. I was looking at my slide. Right.
Okay, no worries. I just paste them again.
All right. When I choose to agree, is that this is it's not from you. Okay, I don't know who the sender is. Is it better to present 2 supporting arguments and 1 counter argument, or 2 supporting arguments and 2 counter arguments? Okay. If I do the latter, the paragraph will be balanced. The same cannot be said about the former. However, if I do the former, it will strongly support my argument. Okay. All right. So when you are asked to agree or disagree, yeah, on a statement, it is always better to have a balanced view, not being neutral, but presenting the same points. Like if you have 2 points for the against reasons and 2 points for the supporting reasons. Yeah. The content itself doesn't have to be equally balanced, because otherwise, yeah, as you said, it's neutral, right? But then what can help you to tell the examiner, to tell the reader which side you are leaning towards, is will be the organization of your essay. So if, for example, if you agree, meaning you put all the advantages later, so the opposite reasons first, 1, 2, and then the supporting one, 1, 2, and then finish by saying, yeah, I agree with this statement. I hope that makes sense. Just like if you put 2 and 1, yeah, it's not really balanced. Yeah, 2 supporting arguments and 1 counter argument. The balance is not in the content, yeah, in the number of points, I would say. I guess that's it, Arya.
Okay, any more questions? Because Aulia, you said you have one more questions. Is it okay if you retype again in the chat box? Okay.
Okay.
I know it's asking if we should use formal or academic sentence style when we're working on the writing on the IELTS test.
Okay. For IELTS, it's better to stick to formal academic. Yeah. So leave all the slangs and colloquial expressions at home. Yeah. Also with the speaking test. Yeah. As I was saying, try to avoid using kids stuff. Yeah. Also the spelling of Ghana, what you gonna do, something like that. So leave that for your friends. Only for IELTS, please stick to the formal academic writing. I guess you can find these a lot of resources online, yeah, about writing academic English. Yeah. Also some sample answers to write IELTS writing, especially task 2. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sometimes we need to scroll back up. Yes. Okay. It's okay. I've got one comment here from Pino. Yeah. Okay. Diction should be sophisticated word, not necessarily sophisticated word. But it's more important to be precise. Yeah. To be accurate and appropriate. Yeah. It doesn't mean if you are able to use this sophisticated word correctly, accurately, appropriately, it's fine. Yeah. But make sure they don't, what is it? Like you sometimes you use this sophisticated word, but then elementary level word. Do you see what I mean? Like it should resemble the whole essay, not just chunks of words. Like sometimes you have this word. It is very excruciating to see the government's efforts in solving Jakarta's traffic problem. It's not really, no. So I will just stick to being precise, yeah, accurate and appropriate. Do you want me to go on with the next question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right. So we've got Yosia here. Can I write more information that I already know if related to the question or the topic? Yes, yeah, because the question always asks you to give reasons based on your experience. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, for writing task 2, it's completely fine. Don't do that for writing task 1 though. Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers the question. And then I heard Aulia Wahyu here has a question. I heard for the type of question about what to extend, it will be better to answer it with to an extent of or partially agree, not to completely agree. Is it true? If I'm not mistaken, I have addressed this question earlier. Yeah. Like, to what extent do you agree or disagree means, do you agree? If yes, how far? Yeah. Like, do you completely agree, partially agree? Yeah. Like this one. Which part do you agree with? Which part do you completely agree with? Or which part do you partially agree with? But then I would say, if you're not used to this, just say that you are completely agree or disagree to the statement. Yeah. Don't make your life even more difficult, I guess. Yeah. So stick to write what is easy to discuss. Yeah. Okay. The next one, we've got Henry Marinda Sari. To paraphrase the question, is it an obligatory, that's a sophisticated word, okay. Is it necessary to rephrase all? Yeah, what if just a few of them due to limited vocabulary? Yes. You don't have to paraphrase all of them, okay. What you need to remember will be especially the very first sentence in the introductory paragraph. The first sentence, you need to rephrase the topic. Other than that, after that, yeah, you can just use some chunks of the keywords and then rephrase that. Yeah, you can use the keyword again, but not all the time. So I guess if it's easier for you, try not to use the same keywords more than 3 times, 2 or 3 times in one paragraph. In my case, what I normally do, I will read out my own essay. I will read it out. So like, if I hear this word again, I hear this word again. Oh, that's repetitive, you know, like I just read that. Probably that will help you too. I mean, to avoid repetition, but not on a real test. Yeah. Other candidates might get annoyed if you read out your essay like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Henry. Are there any other questions?
More questions, guys? Okay, while waiting, so we are going to have the last sessions next week at the same day and time, and we will talk about the speaking tips. So if you're interested or you know someone that might need this session, please feel free to visit at America website or their social media to register. So we've got a question from Santika here.
Okay. How to improve on writing task 1 and 2 if I were to retake IELTS? All right. I guess if you register with us, with the British Council, you get a free preparation course. Yeah. But then I guess with the road to IELTS, we probably got reading and listening. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, correct.
There's no feedback on writing and
no
speaking,
yeah.
But then for the writing itself, I guess there are some practice sets, yeah, and you can also get some sample answers. Yeah.
Yep.
I think reading a lot of good sample answers can help you as well, like forming that, memory. Oh, this is what an academic essay is supposed to be like, something like that. Yeah. But then by reading a lot of good essays and the not too good ones, so that you don't write like that, it can be very helpful for you to prepare for the IELTS test, I guess. Also, probably this is also for everyone. I guess stick to the like when you are going to sit the test 1 week before, 1 week prior. Get used to read articles, yeah, okay, news online. It's easy, 15 minutes a day, expand your vocabulary, read a lot of sample answers. I wouldn't recommend journals or papers. That sounds very heavy, like I have to read journals to prepare for my IELTS. No, any topics that you're interested in, and then also probably for also to improve your listening skills, you can watch BBC short documentaries. I would emphasize on short because some of them can last for an hour long. Yes. So yeah, 3 to 5 minute videos probably. Yeah. Okay. Or rewatch Ad America's videos on YouTube or other social media, online social media. Yeah, I guess familiarize yourself with the way the test is structured is also a good thing.
Yeah, adding what Grace has said, just to make sure that you read the materials from source that have a good quality, right, Grace? Because there are tons of materials in online available, but make sure that you are using the right source.
Yes. Go to British Council. Okay. Is there any other question? Anybody would like to? Okay. Rika. Rika, you learn English from Queen Elizabeth. Yes, I know. Okay, that might be. Yeah. Okay. One thing, you don't have to sound British, or you don't have to listen to only British videos. Yeah, but it's a good thing to get to be familiar. I guess with the speaking test as well, like even though they come from different parts of the world, mostly from the UK. I guess you know how the some northern British speak, like my husband is going to pick me up, something like that. Yeah, with all this variety of accents and stuff, it's okay when you actually do the test. They will use it's international English. The same with the listening test. Yeah, so don't worry too much about that. You don't have to sound like the Queen. Yes. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Different with, oh, okay, yes, I will answer the League Premier reporter later, yes. Okay, Rika Juliana has a question here, different from writing task 2. In writing task 1, task taker should cover all requirements of the task. What requirements are they? Okay, so the key requirements are basically pretty much the same, yeah. So 20 minutes, you have 20 minutes to do this. And then you should write at least 150 words for task 1. And then make comparisons where relevant. You need to summarize the charts and make comparisons when where relevant. Yeah. Okay. I guess to review this, you can go to Ed America YouTube channel and then watch last week's session on writing task 1. And yeah. I guess for the topic is basically like what we did today. Determine what the topic is. Make sure you stick to that one for writing task 1. And what type of chart? Is it static or dynamic chart? You need to make comparisons between different time periods or whatnot. Okay. Yeah, I guess for more info on this, you can rewatch the part 2 from last week's session. Yes. Yes, I know about League Premier Reporter. Do you think that will be helpful, Arya? I haven't really watched that. I'm not very familiar with that.
I think we should stick to sources that are more formal, yeah?
Yes.
Rather than watching a reporter of a football game.
Yes, yeah, I guess so.
Henry has a good question there, Grace.
What if I unintentionally mixed between American and British language in writing task 2? Okay. I guess there is no American or British language. They're all English. We only have American and British spelling. Maybe that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Both American and British spellings are accepted in the IELTS test. I guess it's the same in TOEFL IBT as well. So it doesn't matter if you use American spelling or British spelling, that's fine, even if you mix that. Also for the reading and the listening test. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Consistent for only American or British? I think he was going to answer Henry's question.
I think it's related to the previous question. You just answered that. It's okay if we mix it, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah. It's okay. It's completely fine. Yeah. Not discriminated. We're very open. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think Santika also posted the link to part 2. Yeah. Australian English. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Fine. Yes. Okay. Right. I've got this Yeah, I have some students who actually practice accent week. Yeah. So, for example, like they do Italian week last week, and then this week they do Russian week, and then probably the following week they'll do Australian week. That is using Russian accent, but speaking in English. So it's good to practice on pronunciation as word stress, sentence stress. Yeah. But I wouldn't really recommend you to do this during the speaking test. It might not bode well with the examiner. Like, are you trying to mock me? Like something like that. Yeah. For example, yeah, like Italian week, you can say like, I don't know. You've watched Godfather, right? Like it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, I always go to campus on Monday. It's a good thing because you can practice on the emphasis, yeah, word stress or sentence stress. But I guess Kishore will talk more about that on speaking next week. Yeah, Australian English is okay, Canadian English is fine, American English is okay, so no problem there. Spelling.
Okay, I think it's a wrap for today. So thank you very much, everyone, that joining until the end of the session. So looking forward to see you next week on the speaking tips session. Over to Jasmine.
Yes, thank you so much, Mas Arya, and also for Miss Grace for filling in our event today, and also for Kasantika for moderating earlier. Now, earlier in the event, I asked you guys a question, and the question was, which is the synonym for the word tendency? So which one is the correct answer? The correct answer is B, it is predisposition. So our winner for today is from Instagram. Shout out to @beginningrainbow from Instagram. For those of you who would like to participate in our social media quiz next time, you can tune in from the beginning of the event because that's when we'll be sharing our question. Now, earlier in the event, I also told you guys that At America is having a giveaway as part of our 10th anniversary celebration and also celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. We're inviting you guys to participate so you guys don't miss out on a chance to receive a pair of Apple AirPods. Now, how can you guys do that? You guys can go to the link at atam.tv/US Connected for more information. The deadline is until the end of this month, so you guys still have plenty of time to join our giveaway. Now, for those of you who are wondering, how can you develop an awesome idea at an awesome place like At America? It's really easy. You can just go to our website at www.atamerica.org.id, select Creative Program, and go to collaborate with us. All proposals coming to us will be reviewed, and your event might be featured here soon. And while you guys are on our website, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter so you guys get updates about our events sent straight to your inbox. We won't spam you, we promise, just once a week. And also, don't forget to follow us on our social media for fun content, event updates, and many more. I hope you guys have a great weekend and see you at the next At America TV event. Bye-bye, everybody.